Our top story, the Trump arrest and indictment yesterday. And with an election on the horizon, inflation out of control, and China's constant provocation, is this really what voters want our elected officials to focus on right now? Our great panel joins us live. You guys have been good sports. You've been here 3 hours. You've been watching us. Thank you very much. All right, let's start. An audience question, first of all. We've been watching the polls on the Republican side. It seems like every time there's news about this indictment, and yesterday we saw it,
building this, I mean, this is what Bragg ran on. There has to be something big. And quite frankly, look, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but I was expecting more. I mean, this is nothing new. Every president, everybody who gets ascended to political power has some sort of skeleton in their closet, right? So I frankly wasn't that surprised.
Yeah, but, well, this is new. Porn star payoff is kind of new in presidential politics.
That is new, but when they're talking about falsifying business documents, I feel like that happens.
Samantha, you're smiling back there.
Because I think it's a joke. Wow. How are we in our country, the greatest country in the world, in this position? And we're going after Trump when we had Hillary that deleted 33,000 emails and broke servers, and there was no indictment on that. And we had Bill Clinton, what he did with Paula Jones, and there was no indictment on that. And we have Biden with his, classified documents, and what's going on with that? Oh, it's just hush, hush, hush. And we're going to focus on things that, sorry, but men, this goes on.
Sure. After he was arrested yesterday, apparently today, Donald Trump has called for America to defund the police, particularly the FBI, the Department of Justice, because the Democrats have weaponized law enforcement. All right, who in this panel, raise your hand, who thinks that's a good idea? All right, nobody. But Madeline, you have a very special story because you wound up having a family member murdered, and so the cops are on your side.
Yes, or so you would think that they are. We need the police in our communities, all right? I speak directly to the black and brown community where all of the crime is happening, all of the crime that's being ignored and swept under the rug that Alvin Bragg is refusing to prosecute. We need the police. If we don't have any other defense or deterrent for the runaway crime that's happening, at least let us continue to have our NYPD. When they are arrested, they're immediately released right from the precinct to a community-based organization that they never show up at.
Yeah.
That we know dozens and dozens of high-profile political people were involved in that scandal or in that case. I'd be much more interested to hear about what happened on those islands and what happened in those cases much more before I hear about Trump and his business dealings.
Frank, the former president does face other legal peril with the Georgia case, with the so-called Docalago, the documents down at Mar-a-Lago and stuff like that. Are you worried about that stuff, or do you think that will be much like this was?
I think, am I worried about it? No one wants to see crime committed in the country. So do I mind it being investigated? No, but investigated fairly. I mean, President Biden has more documents for more years than